Imagine a world without Photoshop, a world in which a forgery is a painting that someone physically copied, and a photo captures a moment in reality. This is a world in which two British cousins deceived the majority of an entire nation for the better part of a century into believing that fairies are real. And maybe they are. The Cottingley Fairy photos were taken by cousins Elsie Wright at 15 and Frances Griffiths 10, and they were so enchanting that they even fooled Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the author of the Sherlock Holmes novels. Members of the Photography Society claimed that these photos could not have been faked. So from 1917 to 1983, which is 66 years, it was highly debatable whether or not these photos were proof of otherworldly beings or a hoax. Until the day she died, Frances claimed that while they had faked some of the photos, that was only because they had actually seen fairies, and that the fifth photo in the famed series was in fact the genuine article, a real picture of a fairy. Her daughter actually believed her entire life in the validity of this photo and the existence of fairies, which is pretty cool.
This last one.
That
Frances
one.
said that's genuine.
So to her death, she said, this is a real fairy
It's genuine,
photo.
yes, genuine.
What do you think? Do you think it is?
I do, yes.
The big reveal proving that this was a hoax is that the fairies in question were actually cardboard cutouts with illustrations drawn on them based off of a popular children's book at the time, Princess Mary's Gift Book. If you put the illustrations from the book next to the fairies in the pictures, you can see the direct correlation.
The original plates are kept with great care at the Brotherton Library here at Leeds University. These negatives are entirely genuine, unfaked photographs of single exposure. Open-air work, they show movement in the fairy figures, and there is no trace whatever of studio work involving card or paper models, dark backgrounds, painted figures, etc. In my opinion, they are both straight, untouched pictures.
However, I wouldn't go too hard on the experts that said the photos weren't a hoax, because the photos themselves weren't tampered with. It's just that they were photographing something that already wasn't real to begin with. And then the movie came out. In 1997, Fairy Tale was released, in which the cousins are made more the same age, I guess because it sells better. But the posters all say, based on a true story. So it was any tiny Faye's dream film. I was obsessed with this movie when I was little. They made the most immaculate fairy house that you have ever seen in your life. This is what spawned a generation of fairy house makers who would just slap some sticks and mud together and be like, fairies live here. It's a great movie. I would highly recommend it. While the cousins interact with the fairies the entire film, the audience doesn't get like a really good look at them until the very last scene, when they show up and one of the cousins shakes hands with Queen Mab, and supposedly they're responsible for saving the younger cousin's dad from war or something like that. I don't know. It's been a minute. In conjunction with the release of the film, they released the Cottingley Fairy toys. And I had Queen Mab when I was little, and it always just really pissed me off that she doesn't look like Queen Mab in the movie. Like, the toy and the movie character look, okay, I was gonna say completely different. They look pretty different. They're both wearing white dresses. And I don't know where that toy is. I'm sure I threw it away at some point, probably after I cut all of its hair off, because that's what I did to all my dolls back in the day. But I just recently bought all of the Cottingley Fairy toys. So in honor of great hoaxes where little girls dupe an entire nation, and amazing movies that fuel the fire of your little fey heart, and dope-ass toys with really cool plastic wings, I took my own Cottingley Fairy photographs. They're so pretty. Look at all the little fairies. Oh, it's some full circle bullshit. Way too hyper-focus. Hey, look, it's the little narrator guy as the gnome. Hey, this one doesn't have a fairy in it, but the sun's pretty. Look at my nice pocket watch. It doesn't work anymore because I never changed the batteries.